Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Game Brigade. My name is Bryan, and today we're doing Should You Back Tiny Epic Vikings? If you are new to my channel, if this is the first time you've been here, welcome. Thank you for joining the channel. We are going to be talking about Tiny Epic Vikings and whether or not this is a game that we should be recommending backing. Is it going to carry its value? What is the game entitled? What, everything basically. So if you're looking for a breakdown, this is it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hit the campaign. We have 12 days left to go. Gamelyn Games is doing very good. They're at 10,944 backers, just shy of $500,000. If you are new to backing Kickstarters, one of the things I recommend doing, and this is really all the time until you get really, really comfortable with the publishers and whatnot, is come here, take a look at what they've done, how many games have they created, and how successful have they been in terms of fulfilling these games. So what is the likelihood that you're going to be getting your title? The more I come in here and I see that they are currently fulfilling their games or there's no problems, that's positive. Gamelyn Games has a great track record. So I can tell you that myself without having, you don't have to dive in through that. I've been very impressed with the way they've delivered their Kickstarters routinely and on time. So what is Tiny Epic Vikings? Well, you're going to hear a lot of people saying right here what this Game Boy Geek is saying. Blood Rage. Tiny Epic Blood Rage. And I could see that because Blood Rage is a game that's Viking based, themed, has area control and card drafting, which is all seen inside Tiny Epic Vikings. So you're going to see those parallels and people talking about that quite a bit. But there's a lot more going on in Tiny Epic Vikings, I think, that actually deserves more credit than just Blood Rage. Because Blood Rage is, it's got some interesting aspects, but Tiny Epic Vikings has a little bit more in terms of like the resource management and making sure that you're doing your actions properly in terms of getting the most value out of that. And what do I mean by that? When we're looking down here at the cards, you've got a quite expansive game board, to be honest. And you're going to notice here in the middle of the map, they have these colored icons on the map. They are the rune locations. And so that is where the area control aspect comes into this game. Players are going to have to be trying to take control of these different islands to get different rune controls, because the cards that you play will have different abilities and actions that if you control certain runes will basically power them up or make them do more, basically give them an additional action, which is really good. So the players are going to have to, as you're drafting, have forethought of like, okay, I want to make sure I move there, take control of that so that I can play this card that I'm going to draft right now so that I can get this double action or something to that effect. So there's going to be strategy involved in this, which is, in my opinion, really good. I think anytime there's also drafting involved in a game, it adds that really fun player interaction, because you start hate drafting each other. What's good, what's bad, what are they picking, what kind of strategy are they kind of going for. I really, really like drafting in general. But this has that really good area control management. The thing I've seen in terms of playthroughs, though, is that a lot of shifting of territories can happen. You could feel like you have a complete lockdown in a region, and then boom, it's gone. And then someone else is in there, and then someone else is in there. There could be a lot of shifting because the combat's a little weaker, but it's okay in a sense. I mean, the combat, you play your card face down, you flip, who has the highest wins. It's pretty generic. But all of this gameplay in a box, $25. I should also mention, if you are new to Tiny Epic, if this is the first time you've ever seen a Tiny Epic game, why do they call it Tiny Epic? Well, that's because they're Tiny Epic. I mean, they're small. This is the basic box of a Tiny Epic game. So you're going to get a lot of content. So when I say all of this is inside the box, this is the type of box that we are referring to. Oop, I just threw that down. Okay, so for $25, we're going to be getting double-sided board, which will give us more opportunities to play more different type of games, give us some variety in the strategies, which is great. These are all the cards that you can draft. These are the Viking cards you're going to be playing and drafting and doing their actions. You've got your player boards. You've got the god mats. These are the gods you're going to be playing to get favor with. And then we have the favor cards as well as the scoring mats. I'm not totally in love with the idea that the game is decided based off of just the scoring, because it gives it a little bit more of that Euro feel. So it makes me wonder, where's this line in my collection? Is it Euro, or is it more area control Amera trash? Although I hate the term Amera trash. But that's kind of a question. It's kind of a hybrid. And then we've got the wooden pieces. The other thing you'll notice, that's $25. We're getting a lot of cards. We're getting wooden pieces, and they're all screen printed. That's something you don't get ever at this base price. So there's a really good value there. It's incredible value. But if you're looking to deluxify the content more, which basically means just getting a little bit more content, getting a little bit more stuff to add to the game, for $5 more, you can add the Shaman Expansion. This will have Shaman cards that you can draft, as well as 2 more deluxe God mats. I really like this Hell, Goddess of Death. Obviously, we don't know what her ability is. They're blurring it out. And you've got the Karen tokens down here. And then they have an expansion. For only $10 more, we can add the Ragnarok expansion, which is going to add some more of these ice giants. It's going to add another double-sided board, which I really like the look of this board. It just feels really real. I feel like the other one was very archipelago. This one, I don't know, that might be not the wrong term, but this one feels really good. And then we've got the 6 Valkyrie cards. Not quite sure what these guys are going to do because they've got these question marks at the top, but they look like standard Viking cards, but they're just, maybe they play a little different. We have some more Giant Slayer cards. Again, they look like the Viking cards, but they're just a little bit different in terms of the way they're stylized. We got the Valkyrie mats, so that's interesting. Like, is this like a side game that we're going to be playing? I'm not quite sure. God mats, Giant tokens, and Valkyrie tokens. So for a total, if we come on down here, for the deluxe game, for $40, you're getting a lot of game. And I used to have a rule that if I was mildly interested in a Kickstarter game and if it was under $50, usually it was worth it enough for me to back. I've kind of reeled that back in a little bit because I have so many freaking games that it's like you don't need to back everything that's mildly interesting. But Tiny Epic Vikings is very interesting. It seems like it's adding a lot of different layers, which they've been doing lately with their Tiny Epic series with pirates and then dungeons. They've been adding layers, making it be really meaty in a small box game. And what I like about these small box games is that I could grab my little backpack, I could jam 3 in there, and then when I go to, whatever event I'm going for, we have options that don't require me to bring my massive big box bag all the time. So I really do like these, and I feel like they do fit a niche in my collection. The one thing, I might just switch to my head here. The one thing that drives me nuts about Gamelyn Games and their Tiny Epic games, though, is you get the base game. If you get the expansions, they come in these freaking boxes, and you can't get this stuff in this box. It drives me up the wall. And I want, this curse game in here, but they don't work. I can't get them to work. So in terms of storage, you got to do this. It just kind of sucks. I mean, this is side tangents here, obviously, but I just want to make sure you're aware when you're looking here at getting this Ragnarok, it's probably going to be something akin to this. So just FYI, if that bothers you. Otherwise, it's not a big deal. So does this meet all my recommendations? Yes. In fact, let's just cut to my head again. I don't know why I switched back. Let's talk about my final recommendations, my final thoughts. Shipping is good. Actually, we didn't talk about shipping. I think shipping with their all-in is like $15, maybe $11. It's $11. If you want just the base game, nothing else, $9, $11 for the Ragnarok expansion. Great price. So we're sitting at that $50 price point that I already kind of talked about. The game looks good. It looks meaty. From the gameplay I've seen, it looks interesting and the interaction is very good. I'm a little nervous about 2-player content. Because it's a drafting game, I've never really enjoyed 2-player drafts because it just doesn't have the same interaction that I enjoy in that kind of experience. But I think at 3 to 4 players, this looks like it's going to be just a perfect amount of gameplay and competition that I think would be a good fit in my collection. I'd like to know what you guys think. Is this something that's going to be fitting in your collection? Are you interested in this? Is there anything that I should be aware of in terms of looking into the campaign? Let me know in the comment section down below. In fact, I want you guys to leave a comment and let me know, what did you think of this video? Was it good or was it awful? I want to hear your guys' thoughts. If you want to support the channel, if you want to make sure YouTube is pushing my videos out, if you're like, hey, that Bryan guy, he needs more subs, the easiest thing you can do other than subbing is hitting the thumbs up. Give a like. It really boosts the channel. It shows to other people, hey, this guy might be worth watching. So I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you again for watching the show. If you're new here, make sure you click the subscribe button and join the Discord down below. We have a lot of conversations down there. I'd love to have you be a part of it. And I'm going to wrap this up. So thank you for watching, and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye-bye.